recently told you about two UK graduates who have finished up an ambitious project to profile the fans who make up the Big Blue Nation. I'm joined now by the filmmakers behind the Big Blue Road Trip. We've got Kiefer Winnings and Chris Smith. Thanks for being here, boys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
How long did this project take?
Well,
a couple years.
Yeah, a couple years to create the film. The trip itself took 4 months.
Yeah.
And after that, we found ourselves with a boatload of footage, and took a bit of time to put it all together. But 3 years later, it's complete now, and it's online.
Total running time for the project was what?
It's about 65 minutes.
Okay, but as far as hours of footage on this massive trip you took, what are we talking about? Hundreds of hours? Yeah, it's crazy.
Sure. Yeah.
The edit, I'm sure it took forever.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I find interesting. When you look at colonial empires that the world has produced, whether it was the Romans, whether it's the British, or now the United States,
Right.
the thing they have in common is embassies all across the globe where you see that power manifest itself even in far reaches.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not similar to the Big Blue Nation?
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, we had watch parties across the country that were 100 people strong. I mean, we took over restaurants and bars, and it was crazy. Yeah.
I think you guys captured the emotional part of this too, because it's the familiarity, it's the familial sense that a person gets when they see somebody wearing the colors, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we had. If you watch the film, that's one thing that almost everybody talks about. Every person that we interview, they mention that they found their people wherever they are. So that's very cool.
I think you guys even were in North Carolina at one point, right? And so this should be a stronghold for Dukies and Tar Heels, but you're at a place where even the Big Blue Nation outranked them, right?
Yeah, and they were some of the more rowdier crowds. And I think that's because they're in enemy territory, so to say.
They had to be. Yeah, they had to stick out.
Yeah, had to stick out and
NC
cheer
State,
on the Cats that much harder,
Yeah. So what was the overall, because you guys were on the road, and folks, we encourage them to go watch this film, and it's interesting that you guys, I don't know what kind of parental authority you were granted, because you're college students, so this was your final year, I believe, and you go buy a van and then take off like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not good planning there in an old rented van or a used van that you bought.
Deferred all my student loans. It was a great idea.
Same here, yep.
But you guys sort of embody the passion that is the Big Blue Nation yourself to even do this project,
It
right?
was it was a wild idea, and we just kind of
went for it.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Saved up as much money as we could and just hit the road.
Yeah. And the reaction so far has been, I would assume, especially from the Big Blue Nation, just crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, a lot of positive response so far. People are loving it, especially the alumni presidents that we've met, being able to showcase their clubs and you see themselves on the big screen.
Yeah, just being able to send it back to them is cool too.
Yeah.
Having them watch it. But
So did the film and what you guys found on the road, did it meet the expectation as to what you thought, or did it surpass it?
Oh, it blew it away, honestly.
Yeah.
It was. I remember before we left, like a week out, I was just thinking, like, I don't even know if this is going to work. Like, I don't know. Like, we had some good responses from clubs, but I mean, what are we going to do? Watch parties with 4 or 5 people sitting at a table?
Yeah.
It was. No, I mean, the smallest one was probably 25, 30 people, so it was always a good crowd.
Yeah, we didn't quite know what to expect, but we just found so many people who love UK, and they all came out to one place to watch each game, and we were just completely blown away by the whole experience. So.
Well, if anything, I'm proud of you guys because you brushed your teeth a lot in the film. So that killed that stereotype. Yeah, no, I like that. Just to drive the
not a whole lot of showers, but a lot of brushing our teeth. So.
Yeah, showers are a little bit difficult.
What surprised you most about the entire trip?
Oh man, just seeing the passion outside of the bluegrass. I think. I mean, I've lived in Kentucky for almost my entire life, so I'd never, you see UK shirts in the airport and stuff, but just knowing there's like a thriving, passionate fan base everywhere is crazy.
Did you encounter any other fan bases that were insanely jealous or at least in awe of what was happening in their own backyard?
Kind of. There was a couple times, I remember in San Francisco, we played Arkansas, and there was an Arkansas fan there, and he was you know, he was friendly and nice, and we were just joking around with him, and he thought what we were doing was really cool.
Yeah,
and
we
we
got
see
some-
that in other bars too.
We got some looks in Columbus from a couple of Ohio State guys, so kind of like what's
That's
what's
true,
going
yeah.
on here.
Yeah.
This
well,
is our
you
neck
took
of
it
the
over a
woods.
minute.
Yeah.
Well, listen, good job, boys. I thought it was a fantastic
you.
project, and it looked great, very cinematic. And if you get a chance, you should go watch the Big Blue Road Trip. You can find it on YouTube, right?
Yep.
Is that where you go?
YouTube, all our social
It'll be the first link if you type it in.
All right.
Yep.